Your children don't need you to know what you're doing. They need you to decide that you're going to do something. And as you're figuring it out, they're coming along for the ride. You are not leaving them behind. You're going to do the best that you can. It's probably not going to be a lot of what they need because you're not really sure what they need. You're still figuring that out. You're still probably needing to heal from your own deficits. But for heaven's sake, they're gonna come with you. They're gonna be along for the ride. Hey there, I'm Vanessa. I'm a pediatrician. I'm a stay-at-home mom for over 2 decades, and these days, what I really enjoy is helping moms like you um, have some honest conversation about what it is to do this motherhood thing, all the challenges and stuff that comes with it, um, to encourage you to be intentional about how you approach motherhood and to give you some practical tips to help you along the way because nobody likes a lecture without something practical to go along with. Now, the lighting here is not the best. We just had a storm, but it's a vibe. And for the conversation I wanted to have today, this kind of goes with it. I did a short recently. It was just on my heart while I was taking a walk. I was talking to moms who were unmothered, so they grew up and didn't have their mother for whatever reason. Maybe she passed away or she abandoned you for a variety of reasons that are possible. Or she was right there in the house, but she wasn't very present. She was present, but not present. I fall more into that category. The mom in the house who's there, and she does some of the things a mom does, like for the household. But when it came to you, nurturing you, pouring into you, investing in you, teaching you, um, just helping you navigate this thing called life, and giving you her wisdom, giving you her counsel, giving you her love, giving you her affection. You just didn't have that. And so you kind of had to just mother yourself. And then you turn around and you try to be a mom. And on top of it already being hard, you realize, oh, this is wild. Like, I don't have anything to pull from because I didn't have it. So I don't even fully know what I missed out on that this child might need. I'd like to give it to them. I don't know how. I don't know where to get it. So anyway, that's what the short was. And I was talking about, you try to give from an empty well and you are drained from trying to do that. So how about stop? How about not doing that anymore and go get your well filled up? And yeah, so this video is more talking about how you go about that because it's what I had to do. Um, fortunately, fortunately for me, probably not as fortunate for my sister. Although she might describe it differently. I also had an older sister. I have two older sisters. One has passed away, but the sister that grew up with me is my older sister by many years, and she ended up taking care of me a lot. So she was actually more of my mother. She was my mother. She still acts like my mother, but I can't imagine like how behind the ball I would have been by the time I became a mother if it wasn't for her. And I mean, she was still a kid, so it's not like she was on point and she was, you know, mother extraordinaire. She was also a broken kid, but she was tasked with raising me, and she loved me. She took it serious, and she just did the best she could, taking me everywhere that she went. And it really was just the fact that she cared. That's what that's what was the thing that was a lifeline for me. Is there was another female in my house who I knew cared about me, and even if she didn't know what she was doing, she was going to bring me along while she figured it out. So let me encourage you with that. Your children don't need you to know what you're doing. They need you to decide that you're going to do something. And as you're figuring it out, they're coming along for the ride. You are not leaving them behind. You're going to do the best that you can. It's probably not going to be a lot of what they need because you're not really sure what they need. You're still figuring that out. You're still probably needing to heal from your own deficits. But for heaven's sake, they're gonna come with you. They're gonna be along for the ride. If you're enjoying the content, this would be a great time to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. Okay, let's get back to the video. And that goes a long way. That goes a long way. These kids don't come here expecting us to have it all. They don't come with expectations. We have expectations for ourselves, and we beat ourselves up for not meeting those expectations. But they just come and they don't know what they know when someone doesn't love them or when it feels like that, when somebody doesn't want to be bothered, when they're in one room and you're constantly in another room, or you're constantly leaving them with someone else. They start to figure out, oh, she doesn't like me or she doesn't want to be around me. But when you just bring them along and they just know that they're with you, and if you try to enjoy them, you try to get to know them, not trying to do it right, but just to be interested, and your investment is that you're interested, that goes a long way. So my sister was a big part of me, um, having something to cling on to and not feeling completely like something was wrong with me, because my mother was more interested in doing her thing, like her personal thing, rather than try to connect with me and care for me. She made sure I had the things that kids need. I'm talking about caring for you. That wasn't her thing. Um, so my sister was a big part of it. And then there have just been women along the way as I, navigated more so middle school, not middle school, medical school. That was a big point in the journey where I was really mothered. And that was around the time I had, newly been saved, relatively speaking, a few years prior. I'd given my life to Christ. And so this was the church that I joined when I went to medical school. And the women there, from the first lady to the women in the choir, they were mother slash big sister. So I spent a lot of time with them. Whatever time I wasn't studying, I was with them, and they were just loving on me. And what I learned from them, I learned by observing. No, no woman sat me down and was like, "This is how you're a mother." That's that's my thing. That's the thing that I thought about and worked through personally. I wanted to um, put some meat on the bones of motherhood, because we already don't. You become a mother and you don't have a manual, and so I needed for there to be some things that would mark or set the tone for my approach to motherhood. But really, the things that were given to me by the women who I came across on my journey, it was because I caught it from them. I saw how they interacted with their children. I saw um, I saw them with their mothers, and then them with their daughters, and I saw the things that they had. It was a great opportunity to not only be loved on by them, but to do kind of my own research on really how much is caught versus taught when it comes to mothers and their children, how much will be passed down if you don't pay attention, how much you will just naturally continue a cycle if you're not also asking yourself questions about why you're doing things. You will just do whatever you saw done because that's what you saw. That was the example. And you'll just continue it, and you'll find your daughter doing the same thing. And so a lot of what I have come to incorporate in my mothering journey, and how I encourage other mothers, particularly ones who are in a cycle, a generational cycle that they do not like, that they've at least recognized and do not want to continue. A lot of it involves uh, asking yourself questions. It's challenging your own thoughts and attitudes and beliefs, and not just doing what has always been done because that's how it's been done. And you have to be a little bit of a rebel. I am, the one in my family who's always, I'm the youngest, and so I'm always the one in my family who's like, why are we doing that? Like, why? But why are we doing that though? And even if I don't ask somebody else, I ask myself, and then they'll just notice, okay, she's not doing that, but we all normally do that. And it's like, well, I'm not doing that. But there are just things, again, because I take the time to ask myself questions and look at what's happening and ask why. Um, yeah, that have brought me to a place where, even though I can't tell you this is how you do motherhood, I can feel confident to tell you that even when you have grown up in a home where your mother was either absent or she was present physically but absent in every other way, there is still a way to figure out how you want to show up as a mom. And it will involve you needing to fill up on what you lost from other women that you come across. And you have to be your own mother sometimes. You have to be your own mother. So I know what it's like to lie in my bed at night and right before I go to bed, be crying as I tell myself how proud I am for this or for that. Or I tell myself, I remember what you went through in this scenario and how you had no one to tell. And I'm so sorry that that happened to you. Like, I've had to do that for myself because, at the end of the day, we do need people. Community is important, but community is not always around. And you also have to be able to encourage yourself, to teach yourself, to challenge yourself, to reframe things for yourself. And if that is a challenge for you, then I encourage you to get therapy. I encourage you to get therapy. I went a long time, um, you know, doing pretty well. I went a long time doing pretty well until I got really tired, just tired, just mentally drained, physically, and I couldn't figure out why. And it was getting harder to just push through. I was a push through kind of person, and it was getting harder to push through. And that's when I realized I should probably go talk to somebody because while I did sort of pride myself on pushing through, there are no prizes for that. There are no prizes for pushing yourself to exhaustion or pushing yourself to almost a total complete breakdown. You don't get any prizes for that. There are so many women who have gone to their graves with people weeping over them, and these women thought they were doing great because they were pushing through, and they pushed themselves out of their lives. And so I'm not having that. If you are going around the same circles, you at least know, I want to get off this train, but I can't seem to figure out how to get off this train, then let somebody help you. Consult with someone. If it needs to be a therapist, get a therapist. If you need a consultant about how to handle the mechanics of a household and building your family, building the people in your family while you are tending to your needs with a therapist, then I'd be happy to help you with that. That is my jam. I love helping moms recognize that they are leaders in their home. We're not just moms. We are leaders in our homes, and we are responsible for building the people in them. Husbands, fathers lead. We need fathers and husbands to lead a family, to see the vision for where the family is headed, and to see the future for the individuals in the family, to notice what he sees in them and to call it out, and you have a talent for this, and you have a gift for that, you should really pursue that, and let's put some funding behind this and that. Fathers are excellent at that when they're in position. But a mother is the one who nurtures. A mother is the one who develops the character of the children in the home, and you have to be in the right frame of mind to even begin to attend to that. Because if you're not building, you're tearing things down. You're doing one or the other. So if this helped you, I'd love to hear in the comments what ways you have been able to mother yourself or receive the mothering you didn't get at home. I'd love for you to share your story in the comments. And if you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button. If you are familiar with my content or interested in receiving more, I'd love for you to subscribe. But more than anything, I'd love for you to remember that when it comes to you being the mother of your children, you are the woman for the job, and you are capable, even if you need a helping hand. All right, I'll see you next time. Take care.